everybody. What's up, Brian? Hey, man, what's up? Sean's over there in London watching. Or, I'm sorry, Manchester. What's up, Sean Campbell? Vova Gekov. Gekov. Jak de la. Хорошо. Hey, Denise. I'm doing okay. I've had a coughing fit right here before the show. What's up, Geneva? Deborah? What's up, Michael? What's up, Kern? Hey, Kelly? Hey, Sandra and Tiffany? Henry? Good morning, Denise. Good to have you guys on the show. Thank you so much. Good morning. Hey, Patty. Dimitri. Как дела, мой брат? Slava Bogu. Whoa. Sorry, guys. I'm having a coughing fit today. Bum, 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 bum. God bless you too. Hey, everybody on Periscope. Hey, everybody on Facebook. Hey, everybody on YouTube. What's up, y'all? Day two. We're talking today. Day 2 of Seasons. We're gonna sing a little Curry Job. If I can sing. Hey, Sean, tell Mr. Jacob I said hello. Whoa. Okay, so here we go. Whoa. Talk equals walk, Deborah said. Well. Hey guys, how you doing? Good to see you on the show today. I'm glad you're here. I've looked forward to seeing you guys, hanging out with you again, and it's a great day. How you guys doing? I'm having a cough. I mean, I literally started coughing right when I pushed the let's go button. You know, it's that time of year when all the stuff happens. And our brother Sean, excuse me, who is on staff here at our church, who multitasks and does so many things. He's over in Manchester with the ramp, and they're starting some ministry over there, starting a ramp over there. If you don't know what the ramp is, you have to look it up. Miss Karen Wheaton, and it's pretty awesome. Hey, Josie, I'm so sorry about the but we'll get through it somehow or another. I got a special song I'm going to play for y'all in a minute. I think Sean will probably appreciate this more than anybody watching, but I'll do it after we get spiritual. It's kind of an unspiritual song. It's not unspiritual. It's not like against God, but it's kind of a little funny ditty I did this morning. This is an old song. It's really old. I was trying to think how old it is. But it never gets old to me. You know, it's like scripture sometimes. Things just, they endure. This song endures. And if I can sing it, I'm not sure what's going to come out when I open my mouth, but we're going to give it a whirl. It's probably one of my all-time favorite worship songs, mostly because of what it says and how it says it. So let's sing it together, and you can just worship where you are. We're going to talk about seasons here today, spiritual seasons, not fall or winter or being a senior citizen or a newborn baby or something like that. We're going to talk about spiritual seasons. But let's sing this together. Well, I made it through that. I love that song. Try to mix it up a little bit different, put a little loopy thing in there. And I love that song. I love singing it. I'm having so much trouble with the drainage today. It's funny, I was singing, everything's going great. It kind of always happens this way. I'm not saying it's the devil or anything, but right before we get ready to go on the show sometimes, here we go, and that's what happened today. But hey, we made it through. How you guys doing? I want to do something a little bit crazy I might regret. So if I regret it, you guys hang with me, okay? I'm going to... We got a little guy in our office named Jackson. His name is Jackson. And Jackson is having problems going potty. So I wrote him a little song today. I thought I'd say it with you guys. Thank you so much, Charles. Thank you so much. That means so much coming from you, brother. And by the way, hey, everybody, I missed all the hays. There's David Wells. Wow, how about that? Long time no see. I'm sorry, I'm choking. But I want to play this little tune I made for... I was going to pick the microphone up. Okay, this is we're trying to get Jackson to go potty, so. I'm gonna be in the potty. I'm gonna be in the potty. So I'm making a little rap. I'm gonna be in the potty. Here you go, Jackson. I'm gonna be in the potty. 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 This is my favorite part. I'm a big boy. I'm a great big boy. Pooping in the potty. I'm a big boy. I told you I might regret it. Let me turn that off. Anyway, how you guys doing today? Good to see you on the show. I've been trying to help Jackson go potty, so anyway, we're working on that. Sandra says she loves Jackson. He's a cutie pie. He comes on the show sometimes. Hey, we're talking this week about seasons. What kind of season are you in your life? You know, I kind of figured out that a lot of Christians really are not even aware of the season they're in. They don't have any idea. They just don't know. I don't mean that ugly or critical. They just don't. They don't really understand the seasons of the Lord, of Christianity, of just life in general. And what we've done is kind of started out making a comparison between like fall, because it's fall, right? And that's how we did it. Kind of cheesy, but a good message anyway. You can go check it out if you want. But what are some Christian seasons? So I went through this yesterday at the end of the show. That's where we're going to pick up today and kind of follow up on that. What are some Christian seasons or things in your Christian life that you kind of go through, coming and going, and the Bible talks about? And here's a few: sowing and reaping. That's two seasons. One is sowing, the other was reaping. There's one in the middle called growing, and those are all different kinds of seasons. For example, sowing is an expenditure season. That's when you're giving, but you're not getting anything back. And then growing is a waiting season. That's when you're not giving. You might be giving work and effort, but you're still not really you're not reaping anything yet. And then reaping is when it comes time for harvest. So we understand that these phases are in our Christian life too. Sometimes in your Christian life, you're really just giving and giving and giving and giving. And then sometimes you're watching things grow and multiply, but really you're not reaping. And then there's that time when you reap. And so we really have 4 seasons there kind of together, or 5, and they are sowing, reaping, waiting, growing, harvesting. They all come together. What phase are you in your Christian life? There's other seasons in the Christian life, like outpouring. Outpouring can be a harvesting or a reaping. Outpouring often comes from seeking the Lord in prayer and intercession, all the things that we do as we believe God for great miracles and things in our life and our families and our church. And so outpouring is a season. And we know this, outpouring doesn't happen forever. If you live in Africa, which I've been there a few times, to Kenya, to Nairobi, and if you live in Africa, you know there's a rainy season and a dry season, and outpouring is like the rainy season. But you know that there's a change coming. You know, I look at Christianity a lot like high tide and low tide, and we need high tide, but we also need low tide. It's important. There's a season of judgment, which I'm afraid America's going to head into if we don't quit. What's up, Claude? What's up, Celeste? There's also a season of fulfillment, when God brings things to pass in your life. There's a season of faith where you're just trusting God and walking, living by faith in Jesus alone above. Remember that song? Trusting, confiding in His great love. There's a time where in your Christian life you're just really going on faith. You know, maybe you're not seeing the harvest, and maybe you're under attack of the enemy. You know, there's a lot of things happen. There's a time where you're just trusting God in faith. There's a season of testing. And people say all the time, I don't want to be tested. I don't want to be tested. Hey, David Dunbar, I don't want to be tested. I said, well, you can't ever pass if you're not tested. You can't ever graduate if you're not tested. You can't ever advance if you're not tested. And let me just kind of make sure I make a distinction between testing and tempting. God does not tempt you. God might bring a test in your life, but, you know, a test is for your good. if a teacher tests you, she's not abusing you. Some people think God's testing them when somebody dies in their family or cancer. That's not God testing you. You might be going through a test because of life, sure, but a test is something that somebody who wants to see you promoted gives you. They want to learn or see what you've learned and let it be revealed, and then you grow. And if you haven't learned, you have to learn it. So sometimes there's seasons of testing that come before promotion. If you want to go somewhere in God, you're probably not going to go anywhere until you're tested. There's a season of prosperity. Now, if you watch TV preachers, they think that they make you think that season is continuous, but it isn't. It isn't. There are seasons of prosperity, and there are times where God says you're good with what you got. And there's probably never been a more abused message in the church than prosperity. But there are seasons of prosperity where God does great things. And there are seasons of reward, times where, if your kids are obedient and they do the things you've asked them to do, hey, let's go get some ice cream, kids. So there's seasons of reward where you're walking through a process where God is honoring you for your faithfulness or your commitment or whatever it is to a situation or a promise or a calling, and then all of a sudden the reward comes. But every season is not reward. You can go long season without reward, but it's okay because reward is coming. There's different kinds of seasons too, like this. There are individual seasons. That's when you're just going through something yourself, your own life. Then there are like what I would call corporate seasons, where your whole church is kind of going through something together. Maybe revival has come to your church, and man, people are getting saved. Like everybody's excited because you're having a corporate season of revival. There are country or nation seasons where a nation is going through something together, and then there are seasons that are what I would call worldwide, a season that hits the whole earth. And I'll tell you some scripture here, Matthew 24:32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. Jesus is talking about seasons. Check this out. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that summer is near. So what's he talking about? He's talking about a season. Well, in this passage, Jesus is really talking about prophecy. He's talking about the second coming, okay? So he's saying, let me give you guys a little heads up on how this works. Here's what happens. Let's use an example, a fig tree. You guys know when a fig tree is going to get ready to put forth figs, don't you? How do you know? Well, the leaves come out. Then you know that summer is near, because summer is when figs put out their fruit. You can say this season is upon us because of the signs of the fig tree. He said, so likewise, everybody say likewise out there. So likewise, when you shall see all these things, and you have to go read in context, Matthew 24, know that it is near, even at the door. He's telling you about the second coming, that you can look at the signs and know the seasons, like we do. Like right now, I walk outside and the leaves are starting to change colors and they're starting to fall. What is that telling me? It's fall. It's fall. It means that pretty soon winter's coming. I can know that because it's right at the door. So here's my question for you today. We're going to close with this. Are you seasonally savvy? I know it's a weird question, isn't it? Are you seasonally savvy? Are you a person who is on it, who understands? Are you aware of seasons? Seasons for some people can be a surprise, but really for other people, they can be something you can just walk right through and know where you are. It requires seasonal awareness, a seasonal awareness of what's going on. And I'll give you one last verse as we get ready to go today, and that's where Paul's talking to Timothy. And Paul tells Timothy, he says, let me see if I can get my music to roll. It won't work. Oh, my app's quit on me. It's just one of those wonderful days. I don't know. Well, great. I'm not going to have any outro music. Let me see if I can close the program. We got to have outro music, right, peeps? We got to have that. It's going to be something different than we started with, but we'll get it. Here we go. Now we're rolling it. So there it is. A little hip-hop feeling. I don't know. Here's a scripture I want to close out with and read with you today. Here's what it is. It's in 2 Timothy 4:2, talking about seasons. Paul tells Timothy, preach the word, be instant in season and out of season. What does that even mean? When it's popular, when it's not, when people are receiving it, when they're not. He says, go ahead and reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long-suffering and doctrine. For there's coming a season, I'll paraphrase that, when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust they shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, and they shall turn their ears away from the truth and shall be turned to fables. Paul warns Timothy about seasons. What season are you in your life? What season are you in? I really want you to think about that, because you need to be aware. For example, if I'm in fall season in America and I know that winter is coming, I got to prepare for the winter. I've got to get wood put up or propane in those bottles at my house, whatever it is I got to do, so that when the season arrives, I'm not caught unaware or surprised. I'm prepared that I know what's going on, that I'm got things together. Tomorrow we'll talk a lot more about knowing the season of your life. It's been a bit of a crazy day here on the show. I tried to play that little Poopy in the Potty song, but it didn't work, so I'm sorry. Or maybe it did. I don't know. We'll go back and listen. I love you guys. Hope you have a great day. And sorry about that stuff that's going on today. You all have a wonderful time. We love you guys. God bless you. Thanks for coming, tuning into the show, and all you people that I don't normally see on here. You came in on a kind of a strange day, but it's cool anyway. You guys are awesome. God bless you. Have a great day. Have a great week. Bless you guys. We're out of here. Go, Jackson. Literally go. We're trying to get him to go. Have a great day, guys. Hey, follow us on Facebook if you want. You can hang out with us on Periscope, YouTube.